going to share something with you. That might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife or something, completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from here, and this has been like a therapy session.
Oscar Bevis, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Joe McNALLY joins me, having some post-fight sweets to celebrate. Good performance by JJ Metcalf, clearly levels above in that fight.
Yeah, it was a workman-like performance, Oscar. You know, James has got the job done. In Courtney Pennington, we showed him the respect in camp, as James always does. You know, he leaves no stone unturned. It was a dangerous fight, really banana skin. He's only ever been stopped once in his career. He's fought some good names, you know, Delvin Rodriguez, who, you know, had a good fight with Miguel Cotto. You know, he's just come off a fantastic win over Greg Vendetti, over 10 rounds in the States. He's fought, you know, Charles Cromwell, good American fighter. You know, we went the distance with him. So for James to get him out of there and, you know, make him quit, it's a statement in itself.
Yeah, I think when you talk about JJ kind of in the boxing circle, and, you know, Eddie alluded to it at the press conference, people always think entertaining fights, there'll be blood, there'll be, you know, all of this, whatever. But obviously he is a lot more than that, and I think tonight as well was kind of a good opportunity for him to show that, and he did show that he's not just someone who's going to stand there and have it. He can do that, and we like to see that because we're boxing fans and it's fun, but he showed that he is a boxer and he has a lot of technical skill.
Yeah, he's not a fighter, James. He's a box puncher. You know, he can do the both. He's a very, very strong individual, one of the strongest 154-pound fighters in world boxing. It's you know, but he's 34 years of age. You know, you're all right, aren't you, on the Moretti? You know, and the thing is with him is he needs to capitalise on this win. He showed.
He's all right, he's an Irishman, he's all right.
Are you working or you're on the ale?
He's not.
You're meant to be a professional. You're drinking Moretti. It's not finished. It's only England football. Relax. Yeah, you know, he's put himself in a fantastic situation with that win, Oscar. He showed it in Bilbao with Kerman. He can box. And today, you know, it was a different set of tactics. He needed to reapply that educated pressure. I would have liked him to put a little bit more touch in and put the combination together a little bit more. But look, a win was a win. We couldn't give Pennington momentum coming forward in the fight. And that was the strategy, and James implemented it fantastically.
Just in case anyone was wondering, we are in Team Warrington's change room, so we was a bit raided there by Mr. O'Hagan. How important is it now that JJ capitalises on that win, goes into a new year and looks for another big fight and kind of capitalises on the momentum that he'll have from this, because he's going to want big fights. He's been in big fights before, and once fighters have been there, they don't really want to be messing about with anything else other than rewarding them big fights. Yeah,
well, you know, I'm fortunate to have some fantastic 154-pound fighters in the gym. You know, you've got young Kevin Ajako, you know, Black Thunder. He's going through a bit of a bad patch with an injury to his hand. Liam Smith, who's obviously fighting Chris Eubank Jr. And James, they're all at different stage. James more along the Liam Smith side. He's in the twilight, you know, couple of years of his career. And I really love the Dennis Hogan fight. He's just come off a fantastic win over Sam Eggington. And I know Matchroom and DAZN are doing a bill, one in March in Liverpool and then one early summer in Ireland in Croke Park. Katie Taylor, I'd absolutely love that fight there. You know, it sells. James, you know, whole family's Irish, his ancestors Irish, Dennis Hogan's Irish, got the IBO world title. He's a bit long in the tooth also, Dennis. It makes a cracking fight for the fans. Let's not put it together. There's a few other names being bandied about, but the truth of it is he needs his just rewards. He's paid his dues to the sport of boxing, and I'd love him to get that IBO world title shot.
Now you've mentioned it, that is a fight I ain't going to get out of my head. That is an absolute cracker, You mentioned Liam Smith, quick one on him, obviously the big fight with Chris Eubank Jr. around the corner, and I can imagine that he's kind of in really good spirits, I guess.
He really is, yeah. Liam's in a fantastic point in his career. You know, he's got the fire in his belly, one which I didn't have with the Hassan Makingo fight. You know, once Liam Smith's got that, you know, bit between his teeth and the passion to put the work in the gym, you know, no one rivals him, and thankfully he's got that and he's working hard. He's actually ringside watching James tonight, so, you know, I thank him for that. But, you know, I'm really looking forward to it. I think this is a right fight at the right time for Liam Smith.
Just one thing on the potential for the Josh Taylor Jack Catterall rematch. There's loads of dates that are being bandied about. I'm hearing March the 4th. I'm hearing the end of February. I know perhaps you won't give us anything too concrete, but are they kind of on the right lines, the early March, late February date?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was meant they were talking to December, then they were talking around February, the 4th of February, then March. And look, yeah, it's not really my thing, but look, the longer it goes on, it's a bit frustrating for the undisputed champion of the world in Josh Taylor, the Ring Magazine champion of the world, because, you know, he just wants to fight.
Is he bored by it, I imagine, a bit? Just bored by all the talk? Like, he is a fighter man who wants to fight.
Listen, that motherfucker just wants to fight. He does. He's a fighter, and he just wants to fight. Wants to spar every day, fighter. He's the same mentality as Liam Smith. He just wants to fight, and, you know, I've sat down, spoke with Josh at length for it, and look, whatever Josh Top Rank and Sky come back with, you know, and whatever Josh puts together and accepts, you know, Jack Catterall will have to, you know, accept what date it is, whatever Josh chooses, yeah.
I'm going to share something with you. That might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife for saying completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from it, and this has been like a therapy session.